Good morning, students. Today our topic is solar cells. So here we'll discuss about what is a solar cell, how to construct, what are the characteristics, and what are the applications of solar cells. So you know that solar cell, solar power is one of the renewable energy source, and nowadays it occupies most of the human lives, and to save the power, electricity. So now we will start that how to construct, and before that what is the basic principle of solar cells. So the solar cell is also called as a photogalvanic cell. What is photogalvanic cell? So this is a cell which converts the incoming solar energy into the electrical energies. The energy is obtained from the sun. So the principle is called as photovoltaic effect. The term photovoltaic itself, there is a meaning, that is the term can be split into two words, that is one is photo, that is refers photons. The photon is the element of the light. The voltaic refers the voltage. So the photovoltaic effect is nothing but the input is photons, the output is voltage. So the light energy will be converted into electrical energies. So this is also called as photovoltaic effect. So how to construct the basics of the photovoltaic effect, and this is the principle behind the solar cells. The next slides we will discuss about the basic construction of the solar cells. So here this is the first layer is n-type silicon, and then we have p-type silicon, and this p-n junction is formed, that is it is sandwiched between n-type silicon to p-type silicon. Whereas in n-type silicon the majority carriers are the electrons, that is negative charges, and in p-type silicon the majority carriers are holes, that is positive charges. So in between we have the p-n junctions. So here there are two layers. The one is p-type semiconductor and another one is n-type semiconductor, on which the n-type silicon we have glass lenses. The glass lens is called as anti-reflection coatings. The anti-reflection coating is nothing, this is used to avoid the loss of incident light, because once the solar light is passed over this anti-reflection coating, and it can avoid the reflecting back to the free space. And these two white lines are the metallic coating. The metallic coating, through that metallic coating the electron will pass, and hence the current will be produced. So whenever the light is passed over the junction, p-n junctions, and these electrons from n-type silicon and holes from p-type silicon will be recombined together, and because of these recombinations the charge carrier will move to their either directions, and because of this you will get a current flow through the path. So electron will move from n-type silicon to p-type silicon, and because of this the charge will be generated, that is electric current will be produced. So these metal strips are connected with the wires in order to get the electron flow, and from this electron flow we can get the electricity. So initially the electricity will be a pure DC, and by using a proper inverter we can convert this DC voltage into AC voltage in order to operate the home appliances or the AC electrical devices. And this is the symbol of photovoltaic cell, that is the solar cell symbols. So this is simply a two-layer device, that is this is the p-type semiconductor, this is n-type semiconductor. These two arrows are incident lights. So this is simple two-layer device, and this is the working principle already we discussed. So initially the output of the solar cell will be DC current, and this DC current can be converted into 240 volt AC by using a proper inverters. The next slides we will discuss about the types of solar cells. There are the three types based on the crystals what we use for making the solar cell. The first one is the monocrystalline silicon cells, and then polycrystalline silicon cells, and we have amorphous silicon cells. The monocrystalline silicon cells, the name itself, it is a single silicon crystal has been used. Here it is a pure form of silicon will be used, and it is more defect free, and the efficiency of this monocrystalline silicon is high when we compare with the remaining two. The second one is polycrystallines. The polycrystalline silicon, that is the solar cell, is made from the liquid silicon. So liquid silicon will be solidified, and because of this the efficiency is getting less when we compare with the monocrystalline silicons. The last one is amorphous silicons. In this amorphous silicons, so we have to deposit the silicon film on the glass plates. So the substrate is a glass plate over which we have to deposit the silicon films. So the thickness of the amorphous silicon is very thin, and its efficiency is very less when you compare with the other two, monocrystalline as well as polycrystallines. The main advantages of the solar cells. So first we'll discuss about advantages, then later we'll move to the disadvantages. The first foremost advantages, it is very clean and non-polluting. So the solar cell looks like a very clean plate because of the anti-reflecting coating is placed over the in-type semiconductors, and this is the renewable energies, and it does not produce any noise. Because of solar cell there is no noisy, and it requires very minimum maintenance, and the it has the very long lasting sources of energies, and because we can avail the input energy everywhere, and they have long lifetime. Yeah, also one time investment is this, and there is no fuels required, or fuel supply problems are not required in this case. So these are the main and significance of the solar cells. At the same time we have some drawbacks. The first one is we cannot get the solar power during the night time, and then the solar cells are very expensive. So a small square 1 square feet solar cell will be the cost of around 1000 rupees, and energy cannot be stored in the batteries. It requires some other arrangements to store the energies, and air pollutions, and also the weather effect. Sorry, this is WE weather, there is a mistake. So weather conditions will affect the electricity of solar cells, and also the installation area, it requires more land in order to get efficient power supplies. And these are the various applications of solar cells, and this is the one of the form of renewable energies which is used in the household appliances and spacecraft. Solar panels are used to generate energies. In calculators solar panels are used, and watches it is used, and in industries the solar cells are used, and vehicles also we can use solar cell to generate the power, and the spacecrafts we can use solar cells in order to generate the power. So these are the very small introduction about the solar cells. So with this we will end up the sessions. Thank you very much.